I'm here right now with Coach Ryota of ZETA Division and Kohei to help with some translation. Now, Coach Ryota, I want to know how you were feeling in that first half, and did you know that the girls were going to make a comeback because you were screaming quite loudly in that map?
亮太コーチにお伺いしたいのは、前半戦、しんどい戦いが続いてましたが、巻き返せる自信はありましたか？亮太コーチもだいぶ後ろで叫んでたのが聞こえてました。
なんか自分たちいつも立ち上がりが悪くてどのマップもなんかわかんないですけど、それでも根拠のない自信なんですけど、まあみんなだったら取り返してくれるだろうなって気持ちで、見てました。
So we're always a slow starter, so I don't have any specific reason, but I just knew that we were able to come back, so I was believing in them.
Well, let's see if they can manage to close this one out. So good luck to you guys. Ganbatte.
Welcome to Game Changers Championships 2024 in Victoria. We got Wyatt, we got Tom, and we just witnessed an incredible comeback on the defense side for ZETA Division.
Yeah, this team has just shown so much resilience in this tournament. A confidence, no matter what the deficit they're facing is, no matter how excellent the other opposing team is in terms of the mechanics. And I felt like that was something we weren't seeing from them in their run here in the qualifier, and it's just completely contrasted that. This team never lacks in confidence now.
Yeah, it's a completely different ZETA Division, the whole vibe. In fact, let's see a little bit of a highlight for our Verizon HyperX reflex moment. Here's Serena's 4K. She had a couple of them.
Oh, there was a lot of multi-frags when it came through for this team, but it was just so clean. This was in one of the sort of like anti-eco rounds, but it was one where she still only had a pistol and just absolutely fragged out of her mind.
Yeah, it's just so crazy. That's the classic, you get your Sentinel, a ghost, everyone else has guns, and then just gets the free gun after that. Got all the kills. Yeah, Serena's been so good for this team the past 2 days. And then again, Moko, who yesterday was stepping up for the team. This 4K on the bonus, that right there is just, it feels like GG from that point on. You could see the coaching staff as well of Falcons. They were just stunned, head in hands after, like, how does that play work out? It's just mental.
Well, we had to sort of split up because we started off looking for 4Ks, but then the crossfires were so strong that we basically just turned it into 4Ks between two players. Because each time it just seemed like they were walking into a pincer, and I think Christine said it on the cast as well. It's like, when you don't have that jet, when you don't have someone to take that initiation, to take the eyes away from the choke, it became very easy for the ZETA players to go, I think they're probably coming through there. Let's just hold it in a crossfire and no one can disrupt this.
Yeah, it just felt like the Yoru wasn't doing enough in that aspect of the game.
Well, yeah, I'm just liking how ZETA is rocking the 4Ks like it's the new 5K. So this props to them. They are so happy right now. Ryota is a ex-competitor himself back in Challengers League over in Japan, so I think he brings a lot of experience. But I think the mental here is just such a big deal because a lot of these teams, they're so talented, they've worked so hard already, and when you're at this stage, like, you know, you're already prepared. So it's really about that mental and just kind of loosening up and making sure that you can just put your best foot forward. And of course, like, remembering to have fun. That's why I think we hear the team saying that a lot.
They're giving me the vibes of that, like, Masters run ZETA team where it's like they came in, expectations were pretty low. They won a game, and it just seemed like they went, oh, well, it doesn't even matter now. We wanted to win a game. Now we get to play again. And that was the interview after they won. It was like, I get to play tomorrow. And they're so excited to be here that even when they're losing, it's not like, oh, is this going bad? It's like, oh, I'm already happy because I got to play again. Yeah. So let's just keep playing. Let's try our best to win. And I think the vibes are genuinely the best I've ever seen of any team ever.
Yeah, I think Falcons, though, I'm curious where their headspace is right now. We're going to see what Coach Baba Beast has to say ahead of Map 2.
I'm standing here right now with Baba Beast of Falcons. Now, Baba Beast, we saw that the team struggled quite a bit on the attacking side. So what exactly was ZETA Division doing that the team was struggling so much with?
I think they relied a lot on over-rotation. Like they were just fighting like 5 all the time. I think, they just, they heavily rely like on just sticking together and fight as 5. But I think on next map, it should be harder for them anyway. So we should be fine. I think we know what to do at least. So.
All right. Well, let's see if Falcons can manage to make a comeback. Good luck to you.
Well, what do you guys make of that?
I mean, I totally agree. I think what ZETA have been so good at is, as a unit, playing so proactively on the floods on defense. Whenever there was that moment where Falcons were trying to tap the spike, get into the site, they were just being, like you mentioned, contested at the choke, or when they were getting the tap on the spike, they were already being pressed by the defenders coming back in, getting that pseudo man advantage when someone is sticking the plant. They are just playing, again, it's that confidence in those moments. They're always playing together, and they have full faith in each other to be in, trading with each other, swinging for each other.
It's incredibly well-drilled machine. We saw it a bit in APAC, and we're definitely seeing a lot here coming together. Their playbook is just so deep. Probably the deepest I've seen for a lot of these teams out here, but then for them to be able to finally execute all of that, I think Ascent is probably one of their strongest maps at this point. Haven might be a completely different story though, a much bigger map, 3 sites. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I think, well, that kind of ties into what the coach was saying. It's like it's going to be easier for them to sort of bait those rotations on Haven, much harder to do on Ascent, a lot less of an anchor possibility on this map with the 3 sites. But also, I think just, again, they've been known to have slow starts and known to have fairly poor defensive sides because of that. So obviously it's something they will have worked on. They've already played it throughout this tournament and had a look and gone back to the drawing board. But it's that same sort of thing again, where it's going to be the aggressive Neon, that fast-paced play, and then the ISO of MadV, which, even though they lost, looked sick in the last map.
MadV was white hot on that last map. And we did see ZETA on Haven yesterday. It was the map they lost to FlyQuest, only getting 6 rounds. The 6 rounds they won, I was impressed with. A lot of them were those huge set pieces with ultimates out of Ryota timeouts. But overall, the gameplay in its entirety wasn't really up to scratch. So at the moment, favoring Falcons here on what is their home map.
Yeah, I also, again, want to have a look at Suzu, because this was the one map where she really struggled. Like, I think you go to the next 2 maps in the series yesterday, she was unbelievable. I think you're talking about almost 60 kills in 2 maps. That was because she had a rough one in the first. So I want to look at her Neon, because it's going to be so important here.
Well, we definitely want to find out if we're going to go the distance with this. We're going to go back to your casters once again, Pansy and Potter.
Alrighty, thank you, Desk. And yeah, I think a lot of people's attention is now turned on this. There is glimmers, there's echoes, there's those moments where you're wondering, is this team about to do the same steps that ZETA team back in Reykjavik, Iceland took towards that lower bracket infamous run that won hearts and minds? But standing in their way so far is still Falcons. Now, that second half of map 1, I bet they'd sooner forget, right? They don't want to dwell on that. Hey, it's all good coming into our map here. What are your win conditions for Falcons now?
Well, it has to be off of MadV. It's gotta be off this ISO. I love the combos that Falcons have drawn up. On Ascent, things got a little bit out of hand. On Haven, they've got to make sure that they stick to the game plan, stick with their strongest openings, and that's MadV right now. ISO shield popped, and she wants to get the entry at B.
But she backs. After all of that, she backs.
But they've done enough. They've drawn out most of the defenders towards the C site. There's nothing that's going to stop Mary from getting this site.
No, Mary's HP is worrying me, but it's fine. She can still at least take the space, right? She can still show that presence, clear backside, cool, nothing there, no worries. Right, we're going to filter back down C-Long.
Oh, the gun barrel.
Oh, Suzu! She's so aiming at Mary! And Mary surely on the chopping block as well! Suzu rinsing them both. Does go down, but the rest of ZETA are now here as Toki left in a 1v4. ZETA right back in it. Picking up the pistol, it's like we never stopped from that first map.
Never stopped indeed, and it's been Mako that's been impressing consistently today. Once again, hot on the heels of Suzu, just creating those fast trades.
Yeah.
What an important round, and you gotta feel for, I think it was Ava that showed up right behind Mary there. Oh. Suzu was aiming at Mary that whole time. Yeah, and just unfortunate, but explosive for Suzu on this Neon.
I mean, look. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is wild. I mean, look, Suzu had the hair done like Neon today. It's got her locked in.
Yes.
You know, she's got a little blue in it as well.
It's so meant to be.
Yeah, truly, truly. Okay, a lot of pressure on UR's shoulders. Gotta be careful about this. Could have been punished, but very cautious, very prudent in approach, just to tap and not commit. But has to give up long.
Interesting camera coming out here from the defenders as well. It's making it sound like the Cypher is the lone defender at A, but in fact it's UR. She knows nothing's down cash. She can just focus towards A, but the ISO shield is too strong.
Yeah, that's a big weapon to pick up too. If they had any light shields, that would be a godsend. But that's fine, you work with what you got. But they kind of know where his position lost, but how do you flood back in here? Right, lots of util on Arco, you got the paranoia on Moko, you've got everything with Suzu and that judge. If she can get in, if she can be the instigator, the starter of all of things, this could be devastating. Serena already takes down one.
No.
Mary does land the shot eventually, so again, drawing the eyes away from Suzu. This 2v3 is still a bit tricky, still a bit uncomfortable. And diving head first ain't gonna get the job done. Lex is still alive and breathing on 15. Can she be the hero? Not today. Serena with 4 and ZETA with 2.
What an impressive retake coming through here for ZETA. I thought Falcons, sure, they had the lower weaponry, but they had so much utility left to be able to defend in that post. I thought surely ZETA had making a mistake there, leaving the solo Sova on the site, but good thing for them, they're able to breathe and have a little stabilizer, but ZETA's gonna have to talk about this because they don't want to leave UR alone on that A site with no help. So communication is gonna have to clean up a little bit, and they've got to discuss this ISO shield. A classic entry off the back of Mad V, that's not gonna be good enough if you're ZETA.
Spot on to this one. The bonus, obviously after the last, is not going to be as flush as they'd like, but Suzu still on the Vandal. Oh, Mary, there it is. There's the Mary you were waiting for. Sharp as anything. And now leads in towards the site, getting hungry for it. Bloodthirsty a little as Arco on the punish. Denies Mary any further steps, but job already done. Dil Arco lines him up and knocks him down. How's it a 3v2? Toki and Lexa.
And look at Mako, she's doubling back. She's got the blind in her back pocket as well. Both players on the same line. Serena's just gonna make sure that both players cannot leave and push through spawn here, but oh boy.
It's only a ghost. I say that. We've seen stranger things, but Serena is sharp. But that's not gonna be enough. Suddenly the floodgates are now open.
Yeah, Serena was in a more optimal line there, but unfortunately chooses to commit to the line. Toki's gonna be able to get this spike down, but this is so fast. Eiko, thankfully for Falcons, they've got the trip there.
Yeah, Lexa being one of the 2 alive. Fantastic. Good news. So we'll have to pull some attention this way, so suddenly C-Long's not so safe for the post plant, so they can't commit towards that. They actually don't have much safety here.
Yeah, and if Lexa procs this camera at any point, they're gonna know both players are coming through that garage. Pings coming across, I think, reminding of what lines the post planters are gonna be looking at.
Right there.
You can see that they're so paranoid someone's still towards CT, or they're both sides are very unaware of each other's positions until now, just about getting it back in hand. Falcons finally stop the rot, finally stop ZETA's roll.
What an opening for Mary and the side of Falcons.
Just vintage Mary.
Yeah, ZETA didn't even get to shoot a bullet. They just got wiped out completely. So unfortunate for them, and ZETA's gotta feel okay. This was just their bonus. I know it feels bad because you had control. It was a 3v2, but maybe talk to each other about reminding on the weak side, just hold an off angle.
I'm ready.
And make sure you have the perimeter covered more so than the kills. But either way, ZETA, it's a strong start on the defense here, and they want this A main fight. Suzu going down towards the short A, and this time the dart is towards long.
Arco's got the stun ready as well, potentially. This could be big. Getting closer. They're going to hear all this, right? This is very known information.
Last time Falcons, when they just walked up, it was a solo UR, but each time ZETA has held onto this A site, they've been congregated towards this short A choke point. Ooh, contact.
I'm out of here.
It's a lot of information for Mary here.
Okay, just going to touch towards the corner here. Looking at the rest of Falcons, how do they want to try and maybe keep that attention elsewhere? Fall away, show some presence, do a little something, but they got to do it, otherwise those 3 players aren't going to be moving from that A site.
Drone doesn't give ZETA any information, but they feel comfortable enough to just leave the site. Those sound cues might have come across, but right now ZETA, they think this is a C split.
It's on UR, pretty much. There's 3 players going towards that A site. Mad V can try and sell them this fake, but she got to show here. She got to give them a little bit of something. Otherwise, they're going to start questioning, going, oh, there's no one's actually pushed. It's 30 seconds, and
30
the smoke just
seconds
went
left.
heaven. That's when the penny drops. They now know the lurk gets dealt with. Serena, so sharp, so heads up. But Falcons get the sight. So plant is in. Shock dart. Don't know where that one's off to. That one's a little bit better there. Going to get a little bit of chip damage towards Toki, but still. For now, we look at this retake potential. Lots of util. Looking at that flood through heaven. It is game on, and Toki holds the line until the trade. You are on the drop down, isolates Mary, and suddenly they come sliding in. Falcons back to back trying to fight him forward, but they can't deal with Arco. Two still standing, and ZETA pull off the retake.
And you can see why ZETA feels so comfortable inching off the site. They didn't have any ultimates. They didn't even have the optimal utility to fully retake there. But the combo in Neon and Breach, you saw Suzu pulling out the wall there and completely cutting off the line of the site right there, so the Heaven players can freely fall out. Usually you see the Neon flying out of the Heaven. Suzu was in spawn. Creative retake coming through here for ZETA, and it caught Falcons completely off guard there.
It did. Now they've got a couple of ults to play with here. You got Neons there, you got the Shorty in hand, so we could see that invested too. Guardian coming up for a broken purchase. They've got to get a grip on this game. I feel like it's slipping between their fingertips here as ZETA step by step, and oh my god,
Judge is too strong.
Mary is going to be furious about this. The stun was in, but it didn't matter. It's a Judge. Wow, that is gutting. That was their big, I guess, you know, crowning jewel of this round, but now they're down to whatever's left, which is Sheriffs and a Guardian. That has gotta hurt.
Nice setup here between Akko and Mako. You can believe Mako's gonna burn that blind as soon as Echo shoots her gun.
Banger.
Oh no!
Mad B, that's clean. Can't get any more. Moko's on the case, but still, looking at the spike here, they're gonna know the cams around here in that open and shut, but still, I gotta get a plant.
Ava wants to try to get a timing here at front B as soon as the spike goes down, maybe create some sort of a pinch, but ZETA, they're so aware. They want to fully clear Bunny before they rotate. Oh, the timing!
Jesus.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, that one's rough. So trying to get proactive towards CT, it looks like, is the name of the game. You're in 2v4, you got to try something. And they're just waiting in that smoke, and honestly, maybe a bad idea. Maybe they're thinking it's towards long, but the plant's very indicative of sight, but that's a shot from Lexa. Need more, though, from Toki, and not gonna happen. ZETA, 3 alive, clean work. And they dealt with that initial threat that was Mary with the ult in a blink of an eye.
Unfortunate for Mary. Oh, I didn't catch if she had a second slide in her back pocket there or not, but ZETA, I love that they're changing it up. Once again, that A retake, it was different. Again, 3 members heavy in Heaven. Keeping the post planters on their toes, keeping them guessing, but the awareness and the map control here as a defender to fully sniff and get all the information on that front B before you initiate that retake at A. It's such strong fundamentals coming through here for ZETA.
Yeah, it's great seeing that kind of just really heads up work, right? Understanding what Falcons would be looking for in that situation and already considering it as they came back around, even in what was, I think it was a 3v5 or 3v4 at that point, but still very, very impressive. Falcons timeout. This is not how they wanted it to start, right? This is, I don't want to say worst case scenario. There's been a couple of close rounds. I mean, they've been getting plants. It's just been the retakes have been on Christine. For Falcons, though, this is going to feel incredibly one-sided to them, especially after that last half of the first map. It's going to be mentally incredibly taxing to pull this one back through, but round 6, it is still a turning point here. There's still very much a chance.
Yes, for sure. And for Falcons, they've got to be talking to each other about their utility in this post. We even see the ultimate coming in the back pocket of Mad V here. I would say they should be considering at this point, maybe we don't use this ult to get into the site. We've been getting into the site every round. We've been getting the spike down every round. Let's just use it in the post. As soon as the defenders throw their util to initiate that retake, that's when we burn our utility to answer. So we'll see if Falcons have some sort of plan like that. And for ZETA, they've been switching it up on the defense consistently. So Suzu,
down, man.
She wants to go aggro here, A main. If the breach is pushing down short A, you know they want A main control.
Oh god, this is so bold.
Oh,
Look at
4
members! Sending them scattering. This is outrageous. ZETA, you're in their spawns. Get out of here. Falcons fight. No! The disrespect. And oh my god, Suzu! Lighting them on fire! Unbelievable!
Lauren, Suzu's ending the round in T-spawn. When I was teeing it up in the beginning of the round and I saw Aiko running down short A, I thought, okay, they want to fight for A-main. Not for T-spawn.
T-spawn, look at this! Look at this!
Ridiculous.
Doing that, like, and talk bigger picture, because again, that was after a timeout where Falcons would have wanted to maybe come into this with a plan set in mind, and that's so disruptive from Zeta.
Especially because going into the 7th now, look at the money of Falcons. They've got 3 huge ultimates that they wanted to use last round, but now they've got to make a decision. Do we try to get a 2nd round on the board with the ultimates that we have, with just the Sheriffs? I think depending on what kind of pick and what kind of map control Falcons have, they've got to be able to burn these ults to try to convert this round.
I have to say it, Suzu is just a superstar in the making. I mean, the bravado, everything, the confidence, the talent, it's all there. Mary, there was not much to do in that one. You know, if you're into one of those trips, you're going to be dead. So at this point, Plant's coming in. And again, similar scenes, right? We've been here before. Plant's in play. And now onto the retake, but this time again, Sheriffs to try and hold it back. Just that stinger there as well.
Slowly constricting. I like the info that Ava's trying to get, figuring out where the bodies are, where most of the retake is going to be coming from. But Serena's doing such a good job being an anchor here.
Yeah, and the information is massive. You are getting so much of it. It's just farming. Falcons need a reset because Zeta are starting to run away with this.
Oh, Falcons, yeah, they need to talk to each other and let each other know, hey, you know what? They rushed us in spawn last round. It's all good. We still got the ultimates on the board. Now we've got some weaponry, and they've got an extra ult on the board now. Ava's Hunter's Fury coming out. For Zeta, they're not going to be able to get away with that aggression anymore. Ava's going to be able to react and respond with a Hunter's Fury, so we'll see. But look at Zeta, the awareness again. They know their weak side in that spawn, so they're not pushing. They're holding, and they're expecting Falcons to react and push into them. So really strong awareness and map control coming out here for Zeta.
Going out.
This is the one that pushed back a little further, but Mary right back to it. But you can see she's haunted from those previous rounds, noting where Suzu was. But the ult not going to find anything here. So that could be the green light, or they pivot, they rotate. Already Moko is on the site, and they're already glancing towards that A side. But UR is around.
Falcons got nothing. Mads is inserted towards that long C connector, but she's feeling comfortable. Oh,
massive.
No, Moko.
Okay, Mary at least finds a little bit of value, right? After all of that investment over towards Garage and C, a little bit of a reward. Trippers here. Has to be dealt with again. Looking at what they want to do. TP gets taken. Okay, back towards the C site. Cam still in play. And damage Serena almost had there. Cam now noted, knows Mary's coming, but doesn't mean you could stop her. Mary getting fired up here, and get your gun out. What are we up to? Ava gets to fall away, and Zeta's now positioned. Gonna be noted, the support is there. Mad V not in that slip. As you are, yeah. Mary looks pissed off. I'm gonna be honest, the way she's playing, they're fired up here. Second round, and it's flawless for Falcons.
Being extra thorough, Falcons. They deserved that round. Mary
needed it down.
Yeah, even the small mannerisms that you're seeing her, you mentioned it, Lauren, fully clearing the left as the dart is still pinging. So extra thorough, but that's what you need to be able to get the 9th on the round, on the board if you're Falcons.
That's 3.
And they still got the Hunter's Fury in the back pocket.
Okay. One more, and you're going to have the ult for Mary as well on the other side. That was burnt there from Suzu, so not having the same level of impact from this, but 6-2, it's still a very Zeta-sided game. And speaking of Suzu, have a look. Mary, yeah, belts. Oh my, oh.
She's gonna.
Well, aren't you lucky to be alive?
6 HP. Mary thought she would punish, but she's the one to get knocked back.
They look a bit scared here, Falcons, the way they're moving around. It's trying to play as 5, stick together. Are they in our spawn again? It's all a bit topsy-turvy.
And they weren't able to take care of any of the trips at Garage or C. And because Suzu got so much information, broke this attacker Cypher cam in the beginning, defenders are feeling real comfortable right now.
Here we go, though. Can they survive past Mary here, or do they even commit? 3 players.
They've got to fall back. This is not a part of the plan. You saw Mad V's shield just dropping and going away. By the time they entry onto this Cypher at C, she's not going to have that util.
And also, do they have anything to break this? Okay, I don't know how you're going to get past this. Ava's got one shock dart left. So they're going to have to try and do what they can with just what's in front of them. This is devastating.
Desperation.
It's gone from bad to worse and it's falling to pieces. Serena's laughing. She'll be sat there happy with that. So much value for that one trip, and now Ava and Toki back away.
Yeah, they've got to save. They've got to tuck their tail and just survive at this point. Not sure exactly what the comm was that came through for Falcons. Wait a minute. They're going for it.
I mean, give it a crack, I guess.
Getting A-Link control. This is doable. Wait, they're not playing.
Time.
Okay, they're not going for it. Never mind.
Time.
Okay, well, going back to my point, I was saying, let's rewind it a little bit. Yeah, that was Falcons completely distracted. They did not stick to their game plan. You know, the great thing about ISO, the reason why you put her in the composition is so that as soon as that shield is proc, you 3-2-1 and you go through that choke point together. You use your ISO as a bait and you're able to get that trade, that domino effect coming through on the execute. But Falcons, they gave up.
I don't know what happened.
They said they don't like what they see and they went towards...
But they had the stun at the back of the site, they had all the util put towards it, and then something didn't click. I think this is the second timeout, if I'm not mistaken. It is. So Falcons burning both of their timeouts here. They know that this is the side they can't walk away with just 2 rounds on. And if I'm a coach, I mean, I'm funny enough stood next to a very good coach. You wouldn't like what you just saw in round 9. Whatever that was probably the worst outcome of what you're hoping to see.
Yeah.
I don't even think this is a tactical timeout. I think it's a check-in because the players look frustrated. They look like they're making very last-minute decisions, very fraught decision-making. So I hope whatever's going to be checked in on gets them back in line.
Yeah, and you have to remind each other, hey, look, this is a ride-or-die situation. This is the time when we said, hey, we're going to go in together. So being okay and trusting that the chips will fall where they should as you enter that site together, that's what that synergy and that's what all those reps were for leading up to this event. So for Falcons, they've got to double down on their game plan and just trust that it's going to work out.
See if that faith holds strong here, starting to wane at 7-2. Now, ult for Mary is there. We do have Lexus and Serena on the other side, and one of the Hunter's Fury for UR. So, do we see them go for something, again, quite aggressive? Suzu certainly is! And the backline gets broken. The second you think you get a timeout, a moment of respite, you don't. And Mary out again! The spam! Oh, this is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking! Everything is right for ZETA, and it is going from bad to worse for Falcons. Oh. And Serena, yeah, she just wants in. She wants this round done. Get me out of here. Give me the next half. What do you want to do, Ava and Toki? And we were complimenting Falcons for at least getting the plant down, but now they're not getting that. ZETA are looking brutal in approach.
Yeah, ZETA can do no wrong. Suzu just spamming a Cypher cage to find an entry for herself. No big deal, but Serena's setups have been so dynamic. She's been towards this A site, swapping it up, C, A. Sometimes the camera just towards B here, but those double trips are so deadly if you're a Neon. You're just not having fun if you're Mary. So this round, Mary and Ava need to be talking together, and wherever Mary wants to run it down in space, Ava's shock darts need to be hot on her heels.
Absolutely. You gotta dial in on this, but Suzu's here.
There they are.
You can see him go, oh god, again, Mary! She is, oh god!
Jesus.
Honestly, when you're struggling to even get those trips broken, you're feeling absolutely bullied around when you're having UR on the other side lighting you up, you've got ults hitting. This is hard. This is hard to witness. A beautiful game from ZETA. Have to say, if you're looking on the kind of flip side of things, ZETA here have been marvelous. Hard to handle, slippery in ways. After every timeout, you'll see Suzu try something different. You can't pin her down. You can't predict where she's going to be. The setups coming up from Serena. So Falcons, with 3 left, have to approach this site. They've got the information on where these players are, but how do you get past them? How do you deal with them? Well, that's one way. Toki going to get you 2. Hightails it towards the side, trade out of the paranoid, but the TP gets taken. Serena on the spray and loses, but it's Moko up against Lexa in the 1v1. 38 seconds, and Lexa is 10 HP, but she's got him alive still. 3 rounds for Falcons. digging in, clawing in as best they can. They don't want to let this be the whimper they go out with.
Oh, and I can't even fault ZETA for that double peek on that long A. Both players were supposed to be stunned, but one of them just slipping out of that line. Unfortunate for them. What a shot for Lexa there as well, because you know the communications came through for both players. That Cypher, that Lexa is low, but
Double up.
just barely surviving there. Yeah, double up on the defense.
I mean, you got money, and it is the 12th round, so...
Yeah, and I think I saw a rifle at Serena's feet there as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. For Suzu, though, it's another new look. Similar scenes before, but now with the operator, right? So something slightly different. We've seen this before again. We've actually seen this round feel like play out before. This pressure through towards Garage, Mad V being the one to try and pull those rotations, which should be heard here.
Oh, great spam.
Ava's gone down.
The communication, they didn't let Ava know that the breach drilled her. That is so unfortunate. Not only that, but Mad V's ISO shield has been
They're
spammed.
walking mid. Look at mid. Look at the minimap right now. You saw them want to try and find that pure information. They didn't like that there was pressure on two fronts, right? They just lost the player towards A, and they have felt presence towards C.
Look at this read. All members of the defenders are nearby.
They're peeling away. Maybe to walk middle, maybe just to double check. You got it coming through Garage too, so they've got the site right. Here we go. So that's pretty much everything known now. Ult going to be used on the
30
body.
seconds left. Spike planted.
So a 4v4 post-plant. It's been these retakes that were the traditional downfall of Falcons and the upswing of ZETA. Oh! Mary is in your face. Only for one, though. Serena stops her in her tracks, but Mad V picks up where she drops down. Moko now next. In a line to try and get this fight going. The paranoia not quite there, but Suzu's on the site. Hello? Suzu.
Last
Suzu.
player standing.
Someone, please. Oh my good god, oh my god, oh my god. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that to me. 8-4. ZETA. What a half again.
Incredible stuff. And you know, Falcons, they've got to be counting their lucky stars that they were actually able to convert these last two rounds, because this was a one-sided half.
It was 8-4. You don't want to miss how this ends.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah. No, what you staring at, you looking dumb. No, I don't ever hold my tongue. I will never be what you expect. Maybe you need to get your eyes checked. If you think I'm so good, I don't care cause you can't call my bluff. I don't care if you think I'm a clown. I don't care cause you can't pin it down. You can't pin it down. I'm everything you can define. I'm always gonna cross your line. You can't pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down.
8-4. It felt like Falcons at the end just about clawing those rounds away to give themselves the smallest of chances. But it is enough, right? But ZETA looked so scary.
So scary. I mean, just all the different setups that they had, looking so prepared on that defense. I'm looking right at this pistol. ZETA have been fantastic in these openings, so definitely looking at these combos, trying to set up Suzu to get an explosive just sequence to try to find that opening pick.
But again, it hasn't just been the Suzu show, because I think in their last game, a lot of people were looking at her, rightly so. Those last two maps, absolutely off the charts. But here you're seeing kind of everyone finding their moments, everyone really chipping in, which is a really good display, honestly, for a team.
So good, because one of the biggest questions was how sustainable is Suzu dropping 250 ADR every map, right? So Serena stepping up right when her team needs her most. That Cypher camera getting taken out instantly. should give them an idea that, oh, there it is. Oh, okay.
Well, we wanted aggression. I think Falcons want to get back in spawn. They're kind of, flipping the script a little bit. You are. Yeah, this is now a little bit of a tricky spot here. How do they go about this? We've got half of the map controlled by Falcons, and you are still the one succeeding against Lexa. Okay, there's the trade. Mary's got it back in hand, but even ZETA are now questioning what do we want to do with this.
Suzu getting all this deep control in spawn, though, will give ZETA a little bit of breathing room in this post. Process of elimination should allow them to know exactly where these retakes are going to be coming from.
It feels inescapable at this point. They got to go through this. They got to be able to deal with the player in ZT, and the patience almost pays off. But it's Arco to find Mary. The Falcons answering back, and Suzu now going to find it difficult to try and find the punish, but it is still Suzu who falls. Ava gets Falcons in a position to move forward. Gonna get the pistol in their hands.
What kind of plot armor did Ava buy that round?
I don't know, man.
That is crazy. She bought a deagle, no armor, fully stunned, and walks away with 100 HP. That is a pistol round and a half if you're Falcons. And
Kill.
for ZETA,
One enemy remaining.
unfortunate. You saw that you are, even with the drone, getting stuck in that mid. That double peek, she was not able to trade when Toki took out her teammate. So they've got to be together. They've got to force the trades.
Yeah, Mary looking pumped up there. I mean, I think you all heard the replay. Instantly to the Bulldog for 1, 2, 4 of the players. And the Sheriff's still with Toki there. On the other side, just that ghost for Suzu. Let's see what we're up to.
Got the spike.
Falcons, if we're going to be honest, they need a clean round. Christine, it's got to be 4 at least alive here.
Absolutely. Really interesting setup coming through here for Falcons as well. A trip all the way in the back lines, and just the camera at A here. If Suzu does enough sniffing and gets enough information, and you can see the communications coming across. Suzu has way too much control. And ZETA, they're deciding right now. Doubling back. I want to see if this trip does anything back here, back sight, because usually the Neons, they're always worried about the trips being forward here and here.
Valuable. Mad V's the one who's going to get first test. Oh, good damage.
Down mid.
Easy. Mad V's got to try and, I'd say just get out of there. That felt really needless. I didn't like that decision making at all, and now that opens up, I don't want to say a chance because it really isn't, but if there was a little bit more of an investment here, a couple of light shields or maybe, a sheriff or something of that ilk, it could have been a real problem. Fortunately enough for Falcons, they do seem to keep 4 here. Moko has a chance to take away another, and that would start making things a bit more costly. Yes, it does, considering they had those 4 Bulldogs at the start. Now they're in a bit of a deficit. They can maximum come away with 3. That's fine in the end, but I didn't love what I was seeing from Mad V there.
Yeah, 1 round at a time though, Lord. 1 round at a time. Hopefully that gave Mad V that sort of oomph to be able to take more duels as we go into this bonus round. She's gonna need that confidence, but just a deagle, it looks like, going into this big round for her. I'd actually like to see one of those rifles pass over one of those weapons over to Mad V.
I agree.
For sure, her Sheriff is incredible, but really utilizing mid-max that initial opening with that shield. But nevertheless, just a deagle, but 4 members going strong onto this A main.
Okay, this could be awful. Moko?
Wait, that's...
Where was that? Is that just
in
straight
the corner
blind?
of A main? Yeah, just through the smoke again. I think that's the 4th spam kill for ZETA in 2 maps.
And I feel like Mary's been on the receiving end a lot of these random in the dark shots, which it's got to be frustrating for her. But I mean, I always say I don't mind on a bonus trying to be a bit more proactive and take a couple of risks, go for something a little bit more out there. That's fine, but that's a really unfortunate way to start. There's nothing much to be said or done about it. It is what it is. And I like this explore down the middle. I kind of like what they're trying here, Falcons. At least they're not just being standard in approach.
Yeah, and Serena had such an incredible setups on the defenses, all up to Lexa now. Trip does get taken out, and yeah, nobody nearby her to be able to flood or anything, so she's got to play passive.
It's fine to be placed, and it is.
You are just slipping past.
Do about this one. Gonna have to eventually start building back in. It is more than 1 player though. They only know about the Sheriff. They don't know about the Bulldog down here. Ava, again, still the one to show presence. Still trying to keep that at least you know, a little bit of a surprise there, but now they're going to know that Madby is also towards CeeLo and might push them towards CT here. Here comes the trap, here comes the pinch. Falcons do land the shot. Serena, though, again, still pulling her weight and then some. Madby and Ava, position noted earlier. ZETA, very clean first buy round here.
Beautiful stuff for ZETA, looking very similar to what their pistol round looked like. UR found herself in such a peculiar position in the backlines. It's usually the Cypher that you see maintaining the perimeter and the backlines, but it's been Sova 2 times now, and it doesn't matter. Suzu is so willing to go sniffing deeper into the sites, and she's finding too much information. And you mentioned it, Lauren, that was off the back of Falcons sniffing down for more information front B. They were actually able to get into the attacker side window and initiate that flank, but it was too late. Suzu's finding everything she wants.
Yeah, pace as well. Look at the speed in which she's already in garage. I mean, it's 1 minute 30, and they're already very headstrong in this. This is the big round, really, for me, when it comes to at least Falcons' chance in this. Once you get to 10, it feels like then the ults start to cycle in for ZETA, and it gets easier and easier for them to make someone like Suzu have those sort of runs. For now, though, showed presence towards garage, but I like this re-clear again. I like the Falcons are trying to take that space back.
Yeah, because they just lost both trips, rather the front B trip, and they thought the attackers were in the garage, but now they know Falcons, all the information coming through that they are all outside A main here.
Ava needs to be really careful to not get overrun.
She's getting off the site.
Cautiously slipped back, and I think the second that they've started to clear through window and that far down, you're thinking, right, I just need to live here. Site take is on. ZETA gonna be in the post plant.
Spike planted.
Can be
Deciding what to do with this.
yeah, like you could give it a go, but for now just opting to go for it. Again, very similar scene to that last round, right? 2 through CT, 3 on the wrap, and a freebie. Serena this time didn't seem to cotton on to the idea of what was going on here. Now Mary kicks it up a gear, looks for a player and finds one. ZETA on the fight back, but it's still a 2v1. Moko tucked in the corner by Quad. Fights a fight on CT, and the spacing was far from perfect, and that's a punish you won't forget.
Moko stepping up huge, just a sidestep once again, just completely breaking ankles there. And man, there was a breakdown in that post as well. Serena, as the Cypher, her own trip getting broken, should be aware of that play coming through, but what a lucky round if you're ZETA, and unfortunate for Falcon not being able to convert this one.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how much that round meant, right? Because again, it's going to break the money from Falcons. That's going to put them back on the Sheriffs, struggling. They don't have an ult to bank on. Mary's got her, so maybe if they can get... No, sorry, Mary's one away from her, so maybe they could go for it. But look at Suzu. So smart, so heads up. It's Madby who gets punished on that. Mary will get her ult, but do you want to invest it here? Do you think you got a chance at this one? You might do now. Feeling confident,
Use the drone.
and maybe right. Mary gonna find UR and still gonna go through this one. Suzu trying to catch the cross if they try and pour in, but still they are taking the tour, and Mary is taking names. That's what she needed, but there's still one to go. Arco against 3. Sheriffs have plenty of rifles to pick up here. Don't make a mess of this one. You've been given a gift here. Lock it down. As Arco has to fight 3. She can't. Falcons just get back through. Then Mastercard thrifty.
What a round, what a strat call coming out here for Falcons. Simple, but effective. All 5 members sticking together. Their point, their intent from the start was always just to get Mary the orb. They left that camera on that A side, and they just wanted to flank and quickly create some sort of retake for themselves. But Mary, the explosiveness coming through here. Thankfully, they're able to win that and are gifted with a thrifty for themselves right in the nick of time as well. ZETA, they just got to shake that one off. They've got to shake that one off and do what they've been doing all game long, which is give each other the information. For UR, she's got to be able to lean onto her utility, lean onto that drone, let her teammates know how many numbers there are.
ZETA have so many ults here. URs, you've got Arcos, and one away from Suzu's. They get that opportunity, like Mary had in just that last round. You've got to go for it. Oh, Toki could be dead here. You know you're being hunted. You're being chased, and you just about get away. You are thanking your lucky stars for that.
Suzu's one off as well. I think that long C orb is still up for the taking, and The defenders in Falcon right now, they're nervous about this A hit.
Oh, it's already gone.
They took it.
So Suzu.
Give her the spike.
Yep. Get that ult cooking. Not to be, it's still Arco with it. So Suzu just taking the call with just the classic. I say just. But Mary looking to take the space back by Garage. Oh my word, there is a play around that door, and it is Moko, and Moko might be on for a monstrous round, and Mary checks it, but Moko still gets the shot.
The reposition from Moko still has the ult, still has the blind as well.
TP taken, she doesn't even reveal her position. Toko, you can see them look around. Toki is like, what is going on here? How is Yuri in this position? We've been trying to deal with the site. We've got so many problems on so many fronts. Falcons need to get this one started. Ult gonna come in, they can't get it to halfway. Can't avoid the ult. This is going terribly wrong. And Serena now makes her hand known. The timing is outrageous. Again, another attempt at another ult. They've at least got,
They got half.
Yua gets 2! 3 for Yua! The Mastercard thrifty right back at him, and ZETA are up to 12.
Anything you can do, I can do better. And we saw how the size of relief coming through for Falcons to be able to convert that one, but ZETA just answering right back with their own. Wow, and that was really great map control coming through here for ZETA as well, right? 2 rounds in a row now that we're seeing them poke through that garage. Suzu getting all that information, quickly going towards that A, misdirecting a little bit, grouping together and hitting the opposite site. So they're keeping the defenders guessing, and they're calling extremely well here.
I'm almost surprised there's a timeout from ZETA, because again, keep in mind Falcons used both of theirs on that first half. This is... Falcons will be happy with this. They get to check in themselves, right? They get to have a moment of respite, but I feel like ZETA are doing a lot of things right here. I don't think there's much here, but maybe, hey, maybe they're hearing something. Obviously, they've got the comms going on. They want to check in on, make sure they're staying in the right place for this. But again, overall, you got to feel for Falcons. You saw the relief in that round 17, and then the fact it got just flipped on them straight away. ZETA... I think they're the real deal, you know. I genuinely do. The more I'm watching them, the scarier they get.
Yeah, we'll see if they look even cleaner with this timeout, or if they've iced themselves out here. But yes, looking fully in control here. Mako still has that ultimate in her back pocket as well. And Mad V, this ISO has not been as successful as we've seen coming from the Falcon side of things. So it's up to her to warm up back into this rifle in her hand. Those combos that we've been seeing from Falcons with the ISO utility and this Sova has been spectacular. They haven't been able to actually execute it perfectly in this map, but we've seen it before. Ava's got that Hunter's Fury in her back pocket. So I think for Falcons, they're going to be okay without over-rotating this round. They're going to be able to play pretty standard and provide that cross-map help.
I got Spike.
That's gonna be a burst, yeah. Suzu straight in. That's gonna be the ult coming in. Actually, hold on. Maybe able to deny this one. Let's see. Mad V can do with this. Oh it's messy. Suzu so clean on the other side.
I got Spike there.
Oh, the early Hunter's Fury for Ava as well,
Spike
not
planted.
landing on anyone.
Suzu's got ult.
Oh, she's going deeper.
Suzu, come on, punish there. Lexa takes a big stride forward, starts clearing close towards that B side, but also, again, look at Moko's positioning. It's terrifying. Really nice denial on the defuse. They're going to buy a good couple of seconds for someone like Moko to gap close. Serena needs to keep a check on this. There is a chance they can do pretty well. Yeah, they are trying the best they can. They've got the defuse towards half, but Arco steps forward and takes them down. ZETA up to 12 in a blink of an eye.
What a play coming through for ZETA. They always knew the ultimates on the other side for Falcons, and it was too easy there, Lauren. They baited out that trap play, easily get the spike down, easily find themselves in a post. Even with Suzu overheating just a little bit, throwing the round, they're able to just convert this post. There was a slight chance there. You saw Lexa sticking and praying and trying to get half for her squad, but the sprays, the shock darts, the utility, it's too strong for ZETA.
It was, but can they close? Suzu pops the ult and sends Falcons running for now, taking some cover towards Sua, but Suzu still on the still looking for another victim, drops down Mary, can't find find the follow-up just yet, but she ain't stopping. Denied
It's a
by
fake.
Magby.
It's all just a ruse.
Oh my god, and you're right, they are on towards the seaside, but Lex is still close by, still holding on desperately, takes away Serena.
No!
Can't get a follow-up, you asked there. And they're clutching at straws, trying to do anything they can, but they're starting to lose the grip of this one. Plant's now in place, but a 3v3. Still a lot of util here for Falcons. They have a good chance at making this incredibly hard for ZETA.
UR's drone should alert that most of the bodies are not going to be coming from spawn, so that alerts Echo to be aware, taking out the flank.
Right, revealing.
That's going to make the defender's job so much more difficult here.
It's all falling to pieces. Madby has to face the music, and it is all playing to ZETA's tune. They have been impeccable this entire series, and the double swing to close. The dream run continues in the lower bracket.
And you love to see a dominant finish there coming through for ZETA. That 3-2-1 that you mentioned, Lauren. Love to see strong comms coming through like that, not leaving any sort of room for a comeback in Falcons. That was a beautiful call for that last round as well. You know, we've been seeing ZETA controlling the entire time. What a perfect opportunity to call a fake there.
So impressive. And we'll get to that team on the screens in a second, but we have to address Falcons on the other side. What an incredibly hard series for them. I think a lot of people could have underestimated ZETA coming into this, but they've gone from strength to strength in the lowers. And sadly for Falcons, they were on the receiving end there. The first half of the first map looked great, looked solid, good. That second half, it started to fall to pieces. I mean, again, you had glimmers of a couple of really nice plays from Toki having a good game there, Mary, Lex and Madby, every single one of them having their moments, but it simply wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. And you know, that's tough, especially coming into the World Finals with a ringer, that depth that you've been working on all year, the layers to kind of be the backbone when you run into a pickle like this, when things aren't going exactly how you intended. You've got that depth, but unfortunately for Falcons, they came in with a ringer. Unfortunate.
It is tough. Yeah. On the other side, a team that I think is gaining more and more fans by the second. Hard to not enjoy how they play, what they do. Keep in mind.
Oh, wow.
Wait.
I love that. I'm going to do that.
Are we really doing the poses?
Yes.
That's incredible. Beautiful stuff there. Now, this team, as said, it is truly magnificent to witness ZETA, that jersey back down on the stage doing lower bracket runs like this. Suzu is a superstar in the making. I mean, the confidence, the pizzazz, the aggression. I mean, they're in their spawn half their time.
Yeah, that play was insane, out of this world. And Suzu just, it seems like each match that she's playing, the confidence, each match she's busting out a new move, the aggression, and being able to follow through and keep these rounds looking as clean as she's been. It's been impressive so far.
Yeah, what a team. What a bloomin' team we have here. And you don't know how far they can go now. They've gone through Falcons. They've done well there. They've done incredibly well throughout this. And I have to say, it isn't just the Suzu show. Serena had a fabulous, fabulous map just now.
Yeah, and she's the player that yesterday stayed on stage, was DMing, getting the Aimlabs session in, said, you know what, I need to warm up into this. So big questions yesterday. Is this team going to be able to sustain? Is it the Suzu show? But today they've shown that not only is it Serena stepping up and their OMEN stepping up, Echo stepping up, everyone's stepping up, but their game plan as well, it's solid.
Yeah, it is. There's that consistency to it. And I've just seen on the replay there, it wasn't a shot through the dark. She was expecting the push-up from Mary. They were so prepared for that. That's actually nuts watching that back. Okay, no, I'm all aboard. You know what I mean? I'm all aboard now. Let's see how far you go, ZETA. It's one of those things where confidence in this game can make so much difference, and I think we might see that here genuinely. Those lower bracket runs, they happen more often than not. Those underdogs do have their day. God, watching this again, the third. You are having a great map too. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. However, if they're going to be hitting those dress to impress poses, I feel like we need to send it down over to Mika Fabs, waiting by with the Verizon post-match interview with Susan.
We are here right now on stage with Suzu of ZETA Division. Suzu, congratulations to you and the team. And of course, we have Kohei to help with some translation now. Suzu, you were part of the first roster from Japan to make it into Game Changers, and now you have that first map win, and then you had the first series win, and now you're making history basically. How does that feel?
スー選手は、最初にフェンネルとして、ここゲームチェンジャーズチャンピオンシップに来て、その後に、今回の初勝利を経て今回の2回目の勝利と、まさに歴史を刻んでいっているというところだと思いますが、そのことについてどう思いますか？
そうですね、やっぱりアジアで戦ってきたその日々スクリームしてる相手だとかも結構強いので、普段通りのプレーが最近できるようになってやっとなってきたかなっていう感じで本当に嬉しいです、勝ったのは。
So we think that our opponents in the APAC region is also very strong. So we're starting to feel like we're playing as usual, as we usually play. So I'm really happy to get that win today.
And I noticed your hair is, there's a little bit of blue, and I noticed your walkout earlier. Can you tell us about that? What inspired you to do that?
今日は、髪に青も入っていて、入場の時のポーズもありましたけれども、何か話したいことありますか？
I like neon.
No nerf neon? No nerf? No nerf for neon?
Yeah, no nerf, please.
No nerf. Please keep neon this way, says Suzu. Now, I do have to ask, of course, about the no. What is the story behind that? I think Moko posted a little bit about that, but we'd like to hear it from you.
モコ選手がおそらく少しだけ投稿していたと思うんですけれども、ニョニョニョニョニョの掛け声について教えてください。
私もよく分かってないです。
I personally don't know about it either.
They just do it.
Yeah.
Then you just follow. Well, you have so many fans. Social media is popping off with so much love for ZETA Division. You have so many fans here as well. So much love in the audience for you. Do you have a message for all of the fans that are supporting you right now?
ファンの皆さんにメッセージがあればお願いします。
現地まで来てくださって本当にありがとうございます。本当にラウンド勝ってうわーとかって言われるのめちゃくちゃ嬉しいんで、もうずっとお願いします。
Thank you everyone for coming out today. Every round, all the cheers that we get, really happy about it every time. Thank you.
Well, congratulations to you, Suzu, and the rest of ZETA Division. Don't go anywhere. We still have one series coming right up here on Game Changers Champions 2024.
The human body was built to move, not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.